This is the 25th year, our silver anniversary of the Racial Justice Awards, and it's something for which I am very proud. Doing something in racial justice implies taking some action, doing something. And the folks who have received the Racial Justice Awards in the past and tonight are folks that we really need to be proud of.
Unfortunately, these days it seems like we can't really have a positive dialogue about the issues. It's people end up retreating into their own protective cell because they're either uncomfortable or don't want to acknowledge the real ugliness of racism.
While we see individual opportunities to eliminate racism, it is still a collective work. It is our duty and responsibility to call it out wherever we see it, wherever it manifests.
Sometimes people don't even realize that they are racist. You're not born that way, but I think if you're in an environment where people are constantly sending these kind of messages, then there's you don't know that you probably are racist. So people need to be called out on those things and held accountable for them.
What I've seen in the last 50 years is a lot of talk but no action. And I agree that we do need those dialogue about it, but after 50 years of dialogue, I think it's time now to actually start doing something about it.
I'm a mother of 3 daughters, and I try to engage them in discussions about politics, about religion. Those things you're not supposed to discuss at the dinner table, to me, are things you should absolutely be discussing at the dinner table.
There are those who want to take away the gains that have been made. And we have to be very vigilant in letting people know that this issue isn't dead. So there's a lot more education that has to be done.
I think one thing that I would ask people to do to challenge them is to forgive. If somebody did something to you or said something to you, I'm not saying that you have to forget what was done to you or forget what was said to you, because you need those things. You need to remember how you felt. You need to remember what was done to you so that you can work against it. But I'm challenging people to forgive, because just because that one person of a particular race or a particular gender or religious background said something to you does not mean that everyone in that same category is going to do the same to you.
My greatest hope for racial justice in our community, in our nation, is that we can come together in ways that don't enable us to keep tripping ourselves up, that we all respect one another, and that we treat one another as we wish to be treated ourselves.
I challenge everyone to make sure that the core values of dignity and respect is included in every decision that they make, every relationship that they cultivate over time.
My greatest hope for the future of racial justice is that we don't have to use the term racial justice.
The Racial Justice Awards is an example and a reminder to all of us that we have to remain vigilant, we have to remain dedicated. A lot of times when it comes to race and race relations and equity, you have to make it happen. It doesn't just happen.
We all have a responsibility. Saying nothing says a lot. And the winners of the Racial Justice Awards speak loudly and proudly. And we're honored to be the organization that facilitates this award.